you found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah.
Hello everyone, this is Shripriya. Welcome back to my channel. I have been very fascinated towards macrame lately and found this amazing macrame thread in Meesho just for rupees 30. Yeah, you heard me right, just for rupees 30, and thought of making a sling bag out of it. So without any further ado, let's get started with the sling bag making process.
The materials I have used here are metal hooks for handle, magnetic button, rings, and finally macrame thread. Here I have taken 1.5 meters of macrame thread and I have tied it to the edges of a pipe by marking its center. After tying the rope, the pipe will look something like this. Now I have taken a rope which is 3 meters long and I have tied it to the rope which is already present on the pipe. This knot is generally known as gathering knot. Repeat the same process 20 more times until it looks something like this. Take first 4 ropes and turn the first rope like an L and put the last rope over it and take it underneath the middle 2 ropes and tie a knot. Repeat the same process from the right side as well. This knot is generally called as square knot. After completing the first line, the design will look something like this. For the second line, we have to leave 2 ropes in the beginning and then we have to continue the same process of tying square knots until you reach your desired length. After all knots have been tied, the macrame mat will look something like this. The length of the mat is 15 inches. This will be the body of the sling bag. And now let's see how to make the flap of the sling bag where we can attach the magnetic buttons. To make the flap of the sling bag, we just have to decrease the amount of the knots that we have tied before until it reaches 1 square knot. After completing all the knots, the flap will look like this. Now it's time to attach the magnetic button to the flap of the bag. After attaching the magnetic button, the flap will look like this. Now I am tying double half hitch knot in order to make the flap of the bag more beautiful and presentable. After completing, the flap of the bag will look like this. Now it's time to stitch the body of the bag. Do you all remember the 1.5 meter macrame thread we tied to the pipe in the beginning of the video? Now the same thread will be used to stitch the sling bag's body.
Wow!
Here I am putting a gum tape around the macrame thread so that it will be easy to stitch the sling bag. Stitching is a very easy process in macrame compared to tailoring because in macrame we don't need to insert a needle in order to stitch. Instead, the thread itself works as a needle. After stitching both the sides of the bag and reversing it, the bag will look something like this. After stitching both sides of the bag, now it's time to add the rings for handle. After attaching the rings, attach the other magnetic button to the body of the bag in order to make it actually work. After completing the process of attaching the magnetic button, now it's time to make the handle of the bag. To make the handle of the bag, take 2 macrame ropes of desired length and attach it to the metal hook using gathering knot. After attaching the macrame ropes to the metal hook, start tying square knots until you reach the desired length. After completing the square knots, the handle will look something like this. Now cut all threads, leaving 3 inches in the side of bag's flap and comb it in order to give it a bohemian look. After completing all the process, the bag will look something like this. I have attached a flower charm to make it even more beautiful, and yeah, this step is completely optional.
I hope you guys didn't get bored. If you like my video, don't forget to leave a white heart in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting, keep inspiring. Happy crafting. Bye bye.